Hello everyone, it's Charlton. So they have a suspect in the shooting death of the heart doctor in Houston, Texas. The guy that was gunned down on his bike at the Texas Medical Center. And they released some video of it, I think it was 2 days ago. I've been meaning to make a video about it. They released more video before the incident that got a better look of him. And they've been saying that this was a targeted, shooting. So they've named the suspect. Obviously, I can't give you any photos. His photo's in the thumbnail. And he's on the loose right now, and he's considered armed and dangerous. It's very crazy, the whole situation. His name is Joseph Pappas. I think the second, Joseph James Pappas. I believe he's 62 years old. And it's in revenge for his mother dying on the operating table, and was a patient of, it's Dr. Hosknecht. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Dr. Mark Hosknecht. And he was a famous physician. He was Bush the Elder's doctor. At one point in his career, he had appeared on television and press conferences because of that health incident issue with Bush the Elder. But just a famous physician at Texas Medical Center, where there's like 4 different hospitals. He worked at one primarily, but he had, whatever it's called, privileges at a couple different hospitals. So his mom, Julia Pappas, died 20 years ago on the operating table with her, and he apparently carried a grudge for all this time. And she was 90 years old. I mean, it just goes on and on. So initially I saw he was listed as a licensed real estate broker, and he ran his real estate brokerage business out of his home. And just like yesterday morning, he texted a friend or an associate saying, that he was going to kill himself, something like that. And this is before the authorities had put out an arrest warrant for him and made his name public, but I don't know if he knew they were closing in on him or what. So, but he apparently had a job in law enforcement for much of his life, for like 30 years as a constable, a deputy constable, where he at the Harrisburg precinct 2 and 7, and at some point, and he was paid for his services, but at some point he was also a volunteer. Did that for 30 years up until 2013, at which point I think he started the real estate brokerage business, ran that out of his home, was living in the same home that he grew up in. I assume his mother lived there too before she passed away, and he was known to, supposedly kept an immaculate yard. And hold on a second. They said he hasn't been seen in 36 to 48 hours. And they have plenty of evidence, supposedly, connecting him to this crime, including evidence they collected from his home after they obtained the warrant to search his residence. And he's likely getting around right now on a 10-speed bike. So he's on his bike. He actually owned a former police car, but didn't take it with him. I assume it was at the home, where he lived presently and grew up at. So he also had a business application to run a concealed handgun academy. So he has training, and he supposedly is armed with several weapons. Right now, he's considered armed and dangerous. Anybody who sees them should call 911 immediately. So, and also he had a 1986 lawsuit against a former employer, and it doesn't say who the former employer was, but he was considered a loose cannon, and he was actually, quote, barred from attending meetings because of various inappropriate activities that he did. So, like I said, he owned a former police car, and he actually had some weapons, I think some handguns, for sale on a website that you go to buy guns, sell and buy guns. And I'm not even gonna say that because I don't think you can do that on YouTube. But I went to the website, and supposedly the listings there had the same phone number as his realty company, Pappas Realty, which I looked up, and Pappas Realty has the phone number. I'm not gonna put it out there, and I didn't try to call it. I wouldn't wanna be, considered like an accomplice, for goodness sakes. But, the phone number is right there under Pappas Realty. I did not find any listings on the website. But the crazy thing is, he listed things for sale on the 25th of July on that website. That's 5 days after the shooting actually took place. It's really quite unreal. I think I covered everything. So he was a deputy constable for Harris County in precincts 2 and 7, and he was paid for his services up to a point, and then he became a volunteer. I was looking for that note all this time. Well, that's the end of this video, man. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. He's armed and dangerous. Anybody sees him, call authorities right away. And even if they're worried he's committed suicide, they're looking for his body in case he did that. And he's on his 10-speed. That's the end of this video. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below. And I'll see you in the next video. Later, man.